Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Reacts, and I watched, well, yesterday, My Girl 2! Wait... Let my fuck... Oh, that's why it doesn't do it. It is blocked in, yeah. With the... Fuck you. With the tagline, there's being a kid. Wait, there's being a kid. There's being there's being a kid. There's being an adult, and then there's that year in between. What a mouthful. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, there's a sequel. Let's just watch the movie, shall we? Start with the movie. We see Veda, and she again speaks to the camera, just like in the first movie, you know. But then she's a bit older, because this plays 2 years after the first movie. So it's now 1974 in Madison, Pennsylvania. Sorry. Yeah, we got a zoom out shot again, and we see Dan Aykroyd is also back as the father, sitting on the left, Veda in the middle, and we see a pregnant Shelley, played by Jamie Lee Curtis, who's also back on the right. It's nice to see the cast back again, you know, the same cast. Sometimes, you know, with a sequel, you know, they use a different cast, and it's okay, yeah, yes, you can do it, but it's more fun to have the original cast back. And, you know, even though it's some movies they do it, you know, they do just the same cast, like Home Alone, and some they just do a different kind of cast, you know, for the sequel, which, like I said, it's possible, but it's not as fun as just use the original actors that we know from the first movie, and it's way more fun. So sitting on the table, and Harry, you know, played by Dan Aykroyd, asks Shelley, "You haven't touched your meatloaf." And she says, "I'll throw up." And, you know, he asks, "Okay, well, try a bit." "Yeah, then I'll throw up a bit." Okay. Pregnancy, you know. Yeah, so she gets up, she walks to the counter of the kitchen with a plate, and we're now in front of the house, and like I said, it's 2 years later from the last movie. But we're gonna leave it at that, because if you want to know what's coming next, watch the movie yourself. I have to say that Dan Aykroyd and Jamie Lee Curtis weren't as much in this movie as in the as in the first one, but it was still nice to have all 3 actors back, because it's the same actress that played Veda in the first movie. So it's nice that she also is back for the same role. And this one is a bit more. You know, the last one was maybe a bit more about the friendship between her and Thomas J, played by Macaulay Culkin. And this one is a bit more about Veda trying to find more information about her mother, because her mother died slightly after birth, or during birth, or around birth, something like that. So she never had met her own mother. So this is a bit more of an adventure where she checks, where she wants to find out more about, you know, her mother's background. You know, who was she? What did she do? Yada yada yada. And yeah, it was a nice movie. I enjoyed this movie, and I might say that I enjoyed this movie just slightly more than the first one. Um, yeah, I don't know why. It just that. Um, yeah, for some reason, I think I recognize the guy, because there are again is Veda is on the cover of the poster, just like in the first one. But in the first one, we had Thomas J, who was also on the poster. But this time we have somebody else, she because she spends her holiday this time at their uncle's house or something like that, and her uncle has uh, as a girlfriend, and the girlfriend has a son, and that son is now also on the poster. Um, the nice thing is that the uncle and the then aunt, they are getting married. He proposed to her, but just before they left, it's obviously before 9/11, so you can still walk into the gate, to say goodbye to somebody. And they kissed, which on the one hand you think, oh, but on the other hand you think from, mm, you know, it's a bit of a weird dynamic. She still writes poems, which is nice, just like because just like in the first one, she loved poems, and we're just gonna leave it at that. It was. Yeah, it was a decent movie, so I think I would give this movie a 3.75, or otherwise maybe still a high 3, low 4, just like the first one. Um, yeah, I like this one just a bit more, but it was not way better than the first one. It was just slightly better in my opinion. But obviously, watch the movie yourself. Leave likes, recommend a good movie with Dan Aykroyd or with Jamie Lee Curtis down below in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel. Check out my second channel, Underdog Eats, where I do food drinks every week from time to time, hot sauce and alcohol. On my main channel, on my third channel, Underdog Reacts, where I do primarily music. Link down below in the description. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.